What is going on, everybody? Rewind Mike here, and today I'm actually going to be doing a product review. I have these two NES clone consoles. That's right, I have the Hyperkin Retron HD, and I have the Retrobit RES, which I'm pretty sure stands for Retro Entertainment System instead of Nintendo Entertainment System. It's pretty funny, I guess. Whatever. It's not really what's on the packaging, though, it's what's on the inside. So we're going to do a little unboxing video, and then I'm going to do a little bit of gameplay so I can show you guys the differences, and we can see what stacks up against what. And here we have the Retrobit RES. This is a pretty small box, it's not that big. It has this really nice little handle on top, though, that's environmental friendly. You know, the box is pretty plain, there's not too much going on, but it's just packaging. You know, it tells you what's inside it and lets you get a little look at the console. But what we want to know is what's really on the inside of this thing, what it looks like, and there it is. You know, it's not that big. I don't know what you expected. It's a little clone console. The one thing I do kind of note here, if I could get it out of the packaging, is that it kind of comes with two controllers out of the box. And they're a pretty unique design. I'll talk more about that in a second. You know, it comes with your standard HDMI. It came with a power cable also, but I have already taken that stuff out of the packaging for both consoles. And here we have the Retron HD in all its glory. I actually really like this packaging. Obviously, like the other box, it tells you everything it does on the front, but this one's got a unique feature the other one doesn't. And yeah, we'll talk about that in a second as well, just like the controller. But yeah, pretty standard fare when it comes to box, you know. Nothing's really on the back except for that horrible writing. Like, it's almost unreadable. I don't know, and I'm not even friggin' blind. Whatever. Yeah, let's just dig into this. And there it is. Again, I've already had this out of the package. I've already did a lot of the recording for the game. But yeah, here's the console. It's pretty small as well. You know, here's the controller if I could ever fucking rustle it out of the box. Love this controller, but we'll dig into that also. And just like the other one, comes with HDMI and a power cable. So yeah, you get what you get for 40 bucks on both consoles. And I don't know, here's a little size comparison. Let's yeah. The Retrobit is a little bit smaller. You know, I feel the builds on them are actually both kind of nice. Yeah, let's take a closer look at these consoles. First, we're gonna take a look at the Retron HD. Ooh, the Hyperkin Retron. That's got, like I said before, you know, two slots on the front, regular NES style buttons, black on gray. It's got regular AV and HDMI in case, you know, you do want to hook it up to your old school TVs. That switches it between 16:9 and 4:3 aspect ratio, which is the one thing that the Retrobit doesn't have. And it's got, you know, NTSC and PAL switch on the bottom, which is kind of nice as well, because in order to play PAL games, you need to get your console modded regardless. It's the one thing I can't test with the Retrobit because I don't own any. But yeah, here's the Retrobit. You know, it's got really simple design, you know, button clicks when you press it on the front. Kind of reminds me of an Atari on the front, and you know, the sides too. They definitely it reminded me a lot of an Atari. The way it's built, I like it. Again, you know, you got your your two outs on the back and your power cord slot, but no switch for PAL or no switch for aspect ratios or whatever. And then yeah, the controllers are kind of nice for this. I like them. If you like the Game Boy design, you'll get into this, but I don't know. I just didn't like it. It felt too small. The B button, it felt like it was really far apart, and the corners dug into my, you know, palms. Like, this is the very archaic, old school NES design. It's very basic, but you get two controllers, so you can't beat that. The Hyperkin Cadet. I actually really love this controller. The D-pad feels great. It's got texture on top of it, unlike, you know, this one that has no texture at all. My fingers were slipping off, so it's just got so much going on. The grip's on the top, and what I absolutely love about it is the back of the controller. It's got like the simple dog bone design with the curved edges on the back, so it just gives you a little bit more surface space, something else to kind of wrap your hands around, I guess, so it's not as tight or bendy and hurty. It prevents my hands from cramping, I guess. So I put these systems through some playtesting, and we're gonna check out the footage real quick to see what the differences are between the two consoles. I think it's night and day, and it could be make it or break it for one of them. With Kid Dracula, we can see the sky is a much darker shade of blue on the Hyperkin for some reason. I don't know why. Also, when this logo pops in, it's purple on the right hand side, but for some reason the Hyperkin's showing it as a deep blue color, kinda like the sky. And then here we have a tan background on the right, but it's yellow for the Hyperkin. Again, I don't understand why. I know this is gonna sound picky, but if you look at the detail on Jason's mask, you can see that the Hyperkin seems to be using some sort of smoothing effect or something like that, because I haven't applied anything extra to it. So here in this next picture, we basically see that for some reason the slight pink on the Hyperkin is just coming out as this overwhelming pink color, so nobody's skin is like a real color. It looks fucking so bad. Again, here we could see the purple that it's actually supposed to be is being transitioned into this deep blue color, kind of like we saw with the whole thing from Kid Dracula where it changed the color of the logo. And here we have the sun while it's setting, and this is all sorts of messed up. Like I pointed out before, the player icon is off. The purple that the lake is supposed to be is again being transitioned to this blue color just like it did with Kid Dracula. The sky is off. The grass isn't the right color, the fence is messed up, and again, it all just, the Hyperkin just looks like it's using this smoothing filter. Glass Joe? More like Pink Joe. Am I right? Shit, even Little Mac looks like he's seen a ghost. Again, dark color blue, Mario is white as a ghost, just as white as his t-shirt. You get the picture here. The color's bad with the Retron HD. Aside from the color palette issues, both consoles perform admirably. I really enjoyed my time with the Hyperkin Retron HD, but when I saw that certain whites or light salmon colors were like these dark pinks, I started to really notice a lot of the problems and the cracks with it. So if I had to choose between one of the two, I would totally go with the RES. Hands down, this system is amazing and really, honestly, is going to help me out a lot with playing my games finally and being able to use my actual cartridges to do like my reviews and capture footage because, god damn it, I'm really sick and tired of emulating every single time I want to cap footage. And, you know, hopefully when Retron re-releases the Retron HD, They fixed that color palette issue because aside from that, the system's good. It really is. I highly suggest getting the controller. The Cadet is amazing. And, Hyperkin has the SNES Retron HD thing that's coming out soon, so hopefully they hit the nail on the head with that one. So anyway, guys, what's your take on the two consoles? Which one did you think was the better one? I'm pretty sure I know what everybody's gonna say, but they're both still really good products, and if you could find the Hyperkin for under $40, I would suggest getting it, but as of right now, they're both retail at $40, and that's a really fair price. One comes with two controllers, one comes with a really good controller but a messed up color palette. You make your decision. Anyway guys, I'm Rewind Mike, thank you very much for watching.